Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching from. This is Questions Parents Ask. It's designed to be a live show. However, there are some things that need to be in place before it can go live, such as having a certain number of subscribers. So if you're watching us and you enjoy it, please share and subscribe so that we can hit the number of subscribers and always take our questions live, so that as we're taking our questions are coming in, we can answer them. It's Questions Parents Ask, and I talked about it the other day, and almost immediately I got my first questions. I wasn't surprised, really. I get parenting questions every now and then. So I decided that, okay, let me put the questions together, the answers together, and come live to share, so that when we have people who also have similar experiences and they need answers, it becomes easy for them to click in here and get answers that they want. My name is Enimi Orebo, and it's my pleasure doing this with you. I work with parents, I coach, I mentor parents, I also work with children. We talk about manners, etiquette, sexuality education, and we build healthy characters with children. I am the host of PAC, Parenting Accountability Community, a community where parents set their goals and are empowered to achieve their goals. And I'm also the lead trainer at Beyond Etiquette, an organization that works with young school children, empowering them with the skills I mentioned above. And today it is Questions Parents Ask, and I'm really excited to be taking your questions and answering your questions anytime you have any question. So I'll read my first question here. Okay, it was sent here. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing? Okay, some other introduction not necessary. Thank you for all you do. Okay, I feel I have a burden. I feel I have failed. My son cheated in the school test, and I feel hurt, disappointed, and most especially like a failure. That's the part. That's the major thing. The major question has a lot of all the thank you for what all you do, you're a blessing, and all of that, and the history about the son's test and not being failing it. So that's the major thing, cheating. The son cheated in a test, and this parent is highly disappointed. What is she going to do? She has disciplined the child already, but she wants to know how to prevent it from happening, what went wrong, and how to prevent it from happening. Cheating is a dishonest act. We don't like it. Nah, no parent wants the child to cheat. No parent wants the child to grow up cheating. We don't want that, because cheating is dishonest. We don't want to raise children who are dishonest. However, something I always tell parents, something I'm always quick to tell parents, is that the fact that your child misbehaved once, twice, or a couple of times doesn't mean that that misbehavior has defined your child, or that misbehavior defines your child. No, that misbehavior does not define your child in any way. So the first thing I want you to memorize and run with is that a misbehavior does not define your child. That your child cheated in a test, in a back to school quiz or test or something, doesn't mean your child will grow up becoming dishonest, doesn't mean your child will grow up cheating all over, doesn't mean your child will go to prison or go to jail, whatever you want to call it. And no, that is a simple truth. Doesn't define your child. Get that first of all and run with it. The second thing I want you to get and also run with is that every misbehavior is a cry for help. I'm sure you heard this before a million and one times. When a child misbehaves, it is a cry for help. Now, let me explain to you how it is a cry for help. For every behavior, there are alternatives. There are different other ways a person would have responded, a person would have behaved, your child would have behaved. Let me give an example. Your child is hungry. Every behavior has a motivation, first of all. Every behavior has a motivation. And every behavior is a cry for help. Now, three things I've shared already now. A misbehavior does not define your child. Note that and run with it. The misbehavior does not define your child. Note that and run with it. Every behavior has a motivation. Note that and run with it. Every misbehavior has a motivation. Note that and run with it. Every misbehavior is a cry for help. Note that and run with it. Every misbehavior is a cry for help. Note that also and run with it. Excuse me. So now let me tell you what I mean by every misbehavior is a cry for help. Every behavior or misbehavior, you always have choices. For every time you behave, there are choices. If your child is hungry, the hunger in your child is the motivation. Your child decides to steal. That stealing is a choice. There are other choices your child could have opted for. Going hungry, starving, begging for food, looking for anything, going to maybe anything, looking for food on the way or something, and eating, and picking up and eating. These are how many choices have I mentioned? Stealing, begging, starving, or picking up any food on the ground or anything and eating. These are options your child had. And your child decided to pick stealing to satisfy that, to meet the hunger. So what does that tell you? Now let's go into cheating for the child that cheated. It simply means your child had a motivation to have cheated. And your child had other options, but your child chose to cheat. What does that tell you? Just like a child who chose to steal. What does that tell you? It means that it's either your child doesn't know the other options available, which is calling out for help. Show me the other options available. Or your child, even though he knows the other options available, he's not empowered enough to see the other options as workable options. Did you get that? Your child is not empowered enough, doesn't have the skill to pick other options. So the only option he has is that one. Not having the skill could mean he doesn't have the discipline to hold back. Maybe the child is hungry. There is food at home, uncooked food. He doesn't have the discipline to hold back that hunger. That could be it. So in the case of cheating, the child had other options depending on why, the motivation, why he cheated. So it simply means that your child may not have the skill to choose other options, or your child doesn't know the other options available. So what do? Is a cry for help. You step in and help. It's not about punishment. It's not about condemnation, because it doesn't define your child. No. Mba. Like my Igbo sisters say, it doesn't define your child. No. It's just a cry for help. Then you need to step in and help when your child cheats. So now here's the first thing you will do whenever your child, when you know when, first thing is you should do when the child cheats in a test. Whether you are a teacher or a parent, you have a child that cheated in a test, the first thing you should do is not to condemn the child. Nah. Is to have a talk with the child. Have a talk. It is from that talk you know the motivation, the reason the child cheated. If you don't understand the reason, you are not going to be able to actually help the child, because the idea is not to condemn, is not to punish, is not to traumatize or anything. The idea is to modify behavior, is to make sure the child doesn't cheat again. That is the goal. Now, for everything you are doing when you're parenting, there is a goal. The goal is for the child not to repeat that behavior again. Now, for you to be able to ensure your child doesn't repeat the behavior again, you need to first of all understand the reason the child cheated. When you understand the reason, then you are going to be able to administer strategies that will directly touch that reason. So you have to talk with your child to find out what happened. You can also talk to the teacher to find out what happened, why he cheated. Yes, you get the motivation. You also want to know the alternatives he had. Like I told you, every behavior is a choice. And for every choice you make, there are alternative choices that you did not make. There are alternative choices that you left behind. So you want to let your child understand. Ask him the alternative he had. Did you have an alternative? What was the motivation? What was the reason for you to have cheated? You need to know that. Peer pressure. Everybody was cheating. They feel cheating is cool. There's no big deal. The teacher will not catch me. I wanted to pass my exam very well. I wanted to come first in class. I really wanted to be the best, you know. I wanted to make you proud. I wanted to make my teacher proud. I just needed a bit of reminder. I knew it actually, then I forgot. I just quickly bring my book to remind myself. Just find out the reason. Then you now find out the alternatives the child had. What were the other options apart from cheating? You cheated because you wanted to. Everybody was cheating. Everybody felt, oh, cheating is not a big deal. You know, it's trending. My friends are doing it. What's the big deal? That was why you did it. What were the options you had? If you had not done it, what would have happened? If you cheated because I wanted to pass my exam, good and fine. What were the other options you had? What were the options you had to have passed your exam aside cheating? The options you had would have been to study instead of cheating. So if you had studied, would you have cheated? No. You cheated because you did not study, you didn't know what to write. So you need to help your child understand the alternatives. Let your child know that, okay, there are alternatives to that particular behavior you exhibited. The next thing you want to do is to teach your child, begin to have the talk about cheating, why that cheating is not a good behavior. Now, you can apply this to other behaviors, some other behaviors. You can also apply these strategies or these principles or this pattern to disciplining your child when your child misbehaves in other way. Remember, discipline about modifying behavior. So in modifying behavior, you need to calm down to be able to coach your child. And this, what I'm sharing with you, is a coaching process. So again, you need to be able to let your child see the danger. If the behavior is no for you, your child needs to know why the behavior is a no. So if your child cheated and is not right, so why is it not right? Your child has to understand why cheating is not acceptable, is a no-no. Now let's look at why cheating is a no-no. Cheating is a no-no because it is dishonest. So why is dishonesty a no-no? Because when you are dishonest, people don't trust you. And when people don't trust you, it is for your own good that people trust you. It is for your own good that people trust you. Because if people don't trust you, that means you can get even more into trouble. When something happens, even when you are not the one guilty of it, they are going to blame you for it. They are going to say you were the one that did it. You cannot deny because you are not trustworthy. You don't want that, do you? You don't want to be seen as someone who is not trustworthy, someone who cannot be trusted. Your teachers will have that impression that you cannot be trusted. I'm a Christian, so even God has said dishonesty is not right. That's because God wants you to live a happy life. If you are a dishonest person, imagine if someone has known you as someone who is not honest, and then something happens and they are investigating. If you have a track record of honesty, people are just going to come up and stand up for you. No. I know this boy, he cannot do it. I know this girl, he cannot do it. But if you have a track record of dishonesty, even if it's just once, people have that impression that you are dishonest, you can almost not deny it. You are going to double and triple your effort trying to convince them that I am innocent, and because of your record that speaks dishonesty, it becomes not easy for them to defend you, for you to even defend yourself. Your child has to know that, has to know why cheating is not an option. It doesn't just end in the classroom. Oh, don't think you cheated to get good grades and that is all. No. When you cheat to get good grades, you were caught, it's a dent on your image. Now, even if you are not caught, it makes you lazy. Yes, because you were able to cheat and you got away with it. Next time you want to cheat, it may even become a lifestyle. You may begin to cheat and keep cheating and keep cheating. You may keep cheating. It becomes a lifestyle. And someday you'll be caught. And even your friends that encourage you to cheat, they will know that you are not an honest person. So you want to have this conversation with your child. Let your child actually understand why that behavior is a no-no. Why that behavior is something he or she should not even think of doing. Then the next thing you want to do is, like you have looked at the alternatives, the different alternatives, the different things your child would have done instead of cheating. You've looked at that. So you want to have him, now you've looked at the different things he would have done. Now you let him know why cheating is a no-no for you. And telling him why cheating is a no-no, you can use stories, real life stories. I always encourage real life stories when teaching children life skills, especially the children who are, some children don't they like evidence before they learn. So when you use real life stories, especially with people they know, they see events around, it becomes easy for them to actually believe what you are teaching them. So the next thing you want to do is you want to find out, okay, next time you're in this situation, what is the way out? What are you going to do about it? How are you going to move away from this situation? How are you going to make sure you don't cheat? Yes, now you are empowering the child with tools, because your child is going to face that situation again. He cheated in the quiz test, in the quiz or a test. So he may want to cheat again. He's going to have a test again. So if he still doesn't prepare, if he still listens to his friends, he's still going to cheat. So what is he going to do? So you are going to give him alternatives, options, other things he can do when he's in the situation next time. It can be that next time you have a test to do, don't listen to this your friends, don't go with them. Study for your test. Don't go with your friends. If you have struggles, if you are struggling with a particular test answer, if you are struggling with some particular topics in your class, ask your teachers for explanation before the test even started. It can even be if you don't feel confident to do the test, let your teacher know that you don't feel good about doing the test. They can reset the test for you. That way you have your time to prepare properly and then you redo the test. So you want to empower them with a way not to fall into that temptation next time. So those are the basic things you can do to help your child when you are told your child cheated. Remember, no misbehavior defines your child. No misbehavior defines your child. The fact that something happens today doesn't mean your child will be that forever. Your child misbehaved, cheated, doesn't mean your child will end up cheating. Doesn't mean your child will end up being dishonest. Yes, it can be heartbreaking, actually, if you are putting in so much effort, but it doesn't define your child. It's just a cry for help. It means that your child may not know the alternative behaviors. It means that your child knows the alternative behavior, it doesn't have the discipline to hold back. It means that your child is just maybe one or two things that you need to find out when you have a conversation with your child, and you coach them through it by brainstorming alternatives. So you brainstorm alternatives on how they can learn to avoid that temptation next time. If it's to change the friends they have that encourage them to cheat, you can encourage them to change their friends. Work with the teacher and tell your teacher what you have done or what you have found out. So after having this conversation with the parent, she asked me, should I have given consequence because I already disciplined? And I said, yes, you can still give consequence if you choose to. Now remember that the purpose of consequence is actually to modify behavior. It's not to reduce the child. So this coaching process and everything, they're actually part of discipline to modify the child. They are part of discipline to modify the child's behavior. So having the child understand, because that is what matters. The end goal is for the child not to repeat the behavior. So it's not about beating, yelling, or withdrawal of privileges or everything that there is all to modifying behaviors. No. Coaching the child, explaining to the child, meeting the child's need when the child is crying for help, meeting the child's needs, they are all ways of modifying behaviors. So yes, you are still going to give consequences if you want to take it further. What consequence can you give? It doesn't have to be yelling or smacking or withdrawal of privilege. It can just be have the child to research on cheating. Go to Google, research on cheating. If you have a book that talks about cheating, you can buy it for your child. Let them understand cheating. If you have a prominent man who has been known for cheating, your child can read up about the man. A prominent man, a prominent woman who life turned around because of cheating. Encourage your child to read up that particular character. They can summarize. After reading, you come and summarize. Come and do a presentation of what you have read now. Come and let me know what you have read. You come up with your own paper on how to cop cheating in school, or how to talk to your friends about cheating, or why cheating is not good, alternatives to cheating. You just give him or her a topic to write about cheating. That way he's learning more about cheating, learning more about the bad part of it. If you are a Christian like me, you also want to search the Bible for stories of cheating and the consequences of it. You want to let him go over that, the stories of cheating and the consequences of it. That way he's also learning again from the Bible. And then you want to have a working family value system. This is important. It supersedes all. It's supposed to be, it would have been the first thing. A working family system. Now, for this woman that reached me, this parent that reached me, of course she has values. That is why, and that was why she was really disappointed. She has values. She's been trying to pass on to her children and things like that. The truth of the matter is, the society, schools, peer pressure, and other community, they are equally strong. They are so strong. They are forceful. They are powerful. So it is where we need to double our effort in parenting. Yes, because the society also is not sleeping. Just the same way you are intensifying your effort, you are trying to raise your children, instill your values, pass your values and all of that, indoctrinate them with your values. The society is also evolving. They know what you are doing. They also have their goal. They have their target. They are evolving. And they want to actually outdo you. So lastly, you need to have a working family value system. And by working family value system, it's not just a set of values that are ideas. Values are just ideas until actions are taken. I say that to my parents all the time. Parents in my community, parenting accountability community, I let them know that all the time that values are ideas until you take action. You can't say I'm a patient person and your anger is always flying off the roof. You are not a patient person. You are a patient by maybe is you desire patience, but you are not patient. No, you have to have a value system, a working value system. If honesty is your value, then you need to be be honest. Have honesty in your family, not just frown when your child work against it or show dishonesty. No, you as a parent, you need to be honest. You model honesty in every single thing you do. You model honesty. Someone said something, I read somewhere that the devil is always in the detail. Yes, those details you miss, that's where he rears his head. You say honesty, and in some little ways you're supposed to be honest. You are not showing honesty. So you are not making promoting your value of honesty airtight. You're not making it airtight. You are making it look like it's not a big deal. It's not a serious. It's convenient. It is when it's convenient you are honest. It's convenient, is a convenient behavior. When it's convenient for you, you are honest. When it's not convenient for you, you can throw it away. You make your child feel that. I don't know what he's going to run with. And negative things always appeal. Final. So if you are promoting honesty as a family, you have honesty as your value in your family, you want to make sure that it is airtight. You as a parent, you are honest in all your dealings. You are honest. If you are a business person, you have a retail shop or a wholesale shop, you are honest in your transactions. They are listening to you. You are talking to someone on the phone, you are honest in your communication, in your transactions with people everywhere. They are listening to you. With your spouse, even with your children, you are honest. You are honest to them all of the time because they are listening to you. They are watching you. So they know that honesty has to be a lifestyle. It's not something that you pick up when it's convenient for you. When it's no longer convenient for you, you drop it. No. When you promote that to them, then that's what they will run with. That's what they will run with. Okay. And lastly, your child is about, if your child, the truth of the matter is, if your child knew the answers to the questions, he wouldn't have had any reason to cheat. So you want to create a study habit in your home so that your child is encouraged to learn. You want to find out his struggles, his academic struggles, and the area he needs to improve on, so that you can help work with him and have him improve in those areas. Because if he has his academics intact, he's doing well, he will not need to cheat. And lastly and finally, this one can be a very hard one. Excuse me. This can be a very hard one for very many parents. Don't label your child. Forgive. It has happened. It was a mistake. Let's assume it was a mistake. It has happened. It's time to forgive. It's time to let it go. It has happened. You've talked about it. You've empowered your child. Now it's time to trust your child to be able to run with all you've coached him on, all you've told him about, and everything. It's time to trust him to be able to run with it, and not time to keep talking about it, repeating it, mocking, yelling, all of that. No, it's time to forgive and let go. So I hope this answers your questions. If you have a similar question on your child cheating in the test quiz, I hope these strategies will help you. Again, like I always say, you learned it, how to handle the child when he cheats. You just don't learn it and keep it. You learn it and run with it. You take action. That is how you get results. Everything I've shared here is practical, something you can sit down and do. It doesn't take you more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes to have this talk with your child. It doesn't take you more than another 5 minutes or 10 minutes for you to have your child come and serve his consequence. Okay, you go and carry out your research. He's done. It comes to share with you what he's learned. He learns. From there, you take it further. It doesn't take you more than 10 minutes to actually do that. It doesn't have to be lecture, an hour-long lecture. No. You do it. You empower him, empower her, and then you forgive. You trust that your child will make the right decisions after your session, after your class, after your empowerment scheme or program with him or her. You trust that the behavior will be modified, and you let your child know that we've had this conversation. I was disappointed, I was hurt, that's fine, but we had the conversation, and I do hope that you are not going to repeat this again. I trust that you won't do this again. We won't have to talk about this again. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Enimi Orebo, and like I said, we want this class to be live. So, and for us to make it live, we need to hit a certain numbers of subscribers. So please subscribe so that we can come live to answer questions, and you can get to comment live under the comments. You can get to ask your questions while the questions are being taken. Thank you so much. Bye. See you next time.